You know, for 4,000 years, a single book has passed down the secrets to building wealth. And it did it all through these simple, powerful stories set in the ancient city of Babylon. So today, we're going to crack open the richest man in Babylon and see how these ancient lessons can actually build your fortune right now. I love this quote because it gets right to the heart of the book's big idea. Wealth isn't some kind of magical secret that's only for a few lucky people. No, it's a system. It's a set of simple, learnable rules that have worked for thousands of years. The whole point is that anyone, literally anyone, who learns these rules can succeed financially. So here's the big question, right? How on earth did Babylon, a city built in this sun-baked, pretty much barren valley, end up becoming the financial capital of the ancient world? It wasn't luck, and it wasn't some amazing natural resource. It was knowledge. And we're about to break down exactly what that knowledge was. Yeah, Babylon's incredible prosperity was no accident. It happened because its citizens actually understood and, more importantly, applied a system for handling their money. So let's dive into the laws of wealth that built this amazing city. And this is what's so powerful. Think about that for a second. You don't need the perfect starting conditions to build wealth. I mean, the Babylonians had zero advantages, but they proved that your greatest asset isn't your starting point. It's what you know about money. So, where do we even begin? Well, the first step, and this is the absolute bedrock of everything, is all about getting a handle on what you're already making. This is where Arkad, the richest man in Babylon, starts all his lessons. So Arkad explains this with this brilliant little story. He asks an egg merchant, hey, if you put 10 eggs into your basket every single morning, but you only take out 9 each evening, what's eventually going to happen? And of course, the answer is obvious. The basket is going to overflow. That right there is the first and most crucial secret to a full purse. And what that 10 eggs story really boils down to is this one simple, powerful rule. You have to save at least 10% of everything you earn. Before you pay the landlord, before you buy groceries, you pay yourself. This one habit is the tiny seed that the entire tree of wealth grows from. And this, right here, is a total game changer for your mindset. Think about it. Most of us work all month to pay everyone else, the landlord, the grocery store, the phone company. This quote reframes saving. It's not a sacrifice. It's a defiant act of claiming what is yours. You're deciding to stop being a slave to your bills. Okay, but let's be real, why is this so hard to do? Well, the Babylonians understood a problem that we now call lifestyle creep. You know exactly what this is. When you got your first job, maybe eating out was a huge treat. Now, maybe it's just a normal Tuesday. Our needs just have a funny way of expanding. And this quote from Arkad just nails it. This is the great trap. He warned that our expenses are like water in a cup. They'll always expand to fill whatever space we give them. It doesn't matter if you make 30 grand or 300 grand. If you don't actively protest and set a budget, your purse is always going to feel empty. All right, so you're paying yourself first. Your purse is starting to feel a little heavier. That's awesome. But a pile of gold just sitting there, well, it doesn't grow on its own. Now we get to part 2, putting that money to work. This might be my favorite analogy in the whole book. It's so powerful. Think of every dollar you save, not just as money, but as a worker, a golden slave that can labor for you day and night. And the money it earns, those are its children, who can then go out and work for you too. This is the ancient secret of compounding, beautifully explained. And, you know, Arkad actually learned this lesson the hard way. After his very first profitable investment, he took all the earnings and threw a huge feast. His mentor chewed him out, saying, "You eat the children of your savings." That really illustrates the process, right? You save the slave, you put it to work, and then, crucially, you put its children to work too. That's how your army grows like crazy. And this chart just shows you the insane difference this makes. On the left, that's what happens when you just pile up your coins, putting them in a basic savings account. But on the right, that's what happens when you put your army of golden slaves to work in something like the S&P 500. The difference isn't just big, it's absolutely life-changing. But wait, it's not just about throwing your money out there and hoping for the best. To make your army grow safely, you need 2 more key things: wisdom to protect it and the readiness to jump on real opportunities. So let's talk about Arkad's first big screw-up. He gave all his hard-earned savings to a brickmaker who promised to go buy rare jewels. See the problem? A brickmaker knows about bricks, not jewels. The investment was a total bust. He lost everything. The lesson is so simple, but so profound. If you want to know about jewels, go ask a jeweler. Only seek advice from people with proven expertise. And wow, is this quote relevant today or what? We are drowning in free advice. But you have to remember, bad advice isn't just useless, it is dangerous. True wisdom is knowing who to listen to, because protecting your principal, that original army of savings, has to be your #1 priority. Okay, so what about luck? Do you just have to get lucky? Well, the Babylonians didn't see luck as some random thing. They saw it as a goddess who rewards people who are prepared. They said opportunity is a haughty goddess who doesn't waste her time on people who aren't ready. You have to be like a fisherman who studies the tides. You create your own luck by being ready to act. Procrastination is the enemy of fortune. Okay, we're at the final stage. You've learned how to save. You've learned how to grow your money wisely. Now, for the final piece of the puzzle, learning how to protect it all. You've probably heard about the walls of Babylon, right? They were legendary. They were the city's ultimate defense, and they were built long before any enemy was at the gates. This is such a powerful metaphor for financial protection. You don't build your defenses in the middle of a crisis. You build them when times are good. And the lesson here is simple, and it is non-negotiable. Protecting your wealth is not optional. A single unexpected tragedy, a job loss, an illness, can wipe out years of your hard work if you haven't built those walls. Babylon lasted for centuries because it was protected. It couldn't afford not to be. So what are our modern walls made of? Well, they're not stone and brick. Your first wall is an emergency fund to handle those unexpected hits. Your next walls are insurance for your health, your home, your income, to guard against total catastrophe. You need a will to protect your family. And finally, your walls are built from sound, reliable investments that guard your principal. This is your modern fortress. And just like that, we've covered the whole journey. It starts with that first coin you decide to keep for yourself, then controlling your spending, then building that army of golden slaves, and finally, building impenetrable walls to protect everything. These aren't complicated ideas. They are simple, powerful truths that have worked for 4 millennia. So at the end of the day, it really all boils down to this. The wisdom of Babylon isn't hard to understand. The challenge has never, ever been in the knowing. It's always been in the doing. The principles are right here, laid out for you just like they were 4,000 years ago. The only question left is, what are you going to do about it?